What's up, everybody? I'm Jason, this is Freebird Garage, and we have a problem with my Saddlemen product. You don't hear that too often. Let me show you. All right, so you heard that right. I have a problem with my Saddlemen product. You don't hear that too often. Usually it's rainbows and butterflies of how great they are. This is not to bash them. This is just how to eradicate the problem that I'm having from said part. All right, this is a tracker tail section that they make for the Sportsters if you're doing a tracker build or just want a tracker seat on your Sportster. So you got to remove the rear strut, that's okay. And they allow a couple different options for their tracker seats that you can go with. They include like a welded bar, and then they can include, or you buy separately, a constructed subsection that they weld and put together to fit from essentially 85 all the way up to 03. Only this piece is direct replacement or be able to go on your bike, as said by what they have on there. Everything else is universal, but this part in particular, like I said, is from 85 to 93. And the way that this works is you got all those nice re-embracements there. You got the rear bolt for the tail, and then you have the tongue right up there to go underneath the seat, the loop there to hold it down. And then you have the main important part, which is the bolt that's going to keep this thing planted on your frame. So we're going to show you how this thing goes on, show you the whole frame deal. Okay, slides up, under like that, carbon fiber, goes over, seat, and we're on, okay? Now I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about where the problem occurs. So this is how it sits right now, the best I can get it to fit on the bike, okay? So as you can see, it's gapped up here. It's underneath the tongue groove area to hold down the seat, okay? And then you have the bolt area. Well, that's the problem. It's supposed to slide into that area and then it's supposed to be bolted down. They actually come with a metal tab that has a spot for the bolt to go through and hold it down into place. But I removed it to see if I can work around it, and it still doesn't want to go nicely sat down. There are some rubber bushings up ahead there, as you can see. That kind of gets in the way for you to push it around, but it doesn't want to go in the groove. In per their directions, it's supposed to slide down into that groove so that you have a nice flat spot going down in the metal. So it's a little exaggerated there. There we go. Back down. Okay. So we're still getting a gap. We're still getting a bit of a kick up here. And if that goes down, we can close that gap and it'll sit nice and flat. So same thing on both sides. See, it's more apparent on this side here. So it doesn't want to lay because the bushings kind of push around and because it's not laying nice and flat inside the frame. So what we're gonna do to fix this problem is we need to shave and grind down the tabs on both sides so it'll plop right into that spot. All right, so let's get on the bench, let's get to grinding. So we're gonna try and make this tab pretty as possible, so I'm gonna get as close as we can to the inside of this diameter. Gonna mic that up, see where we are at. Go 1.214. All right, I'll write that down. Let's hop to the bench. All right, so I want to minimize any types of scratch we can, gouges more so into this subframe. Throw that over there. Put that in there. That seems like a good fit. Just enough to keep it snug down. All right, so we're gonna measure what our current tab is. We're at 1.651. So inside diameter 1.242 and 1.651. So roughly 1/100 of an inch removed from either side. So if we were to do it this way, give us a rough estimate. About right there, then about right there. Okay. Got our notches. Of course, we'll have to cut down here as well, but we'll make a straight line going down there. Doesn't need to be perfect. It's in a hidden area. So just getting it shaved down close enough so it just snugs right in is ideal. All right, safety glasses on. Got our grinder all set. Do a piece of tape on there just so I can watch my line. Don't get carried away. We'll clean that up in a second. Get to the other side. All cut down. I'm just gonna clean up these edges a little bit better. All right, let's see if this works. Tab goes in, but now we are blocked by the rubber bushings. All right, as you can see, it looks like we already have a major gap. More than what we had before because the rubber bushings are hitting the frame now. Wonderful. So let's show you guys what we're talking about here. There's our problem. So I'm gonna have to drill those out or shave those down to get this now to sit fully flush with the frame. Wonderful. All right, on the next step. So what I'm gonna do is drill out the rivets here, and then that'll allow these rubber bushings just to pop off. If I decide to use these rubber bushings again, all I gotta do is re-rivet it, not a big deal. Maybe find a lower profile. There we go. Bam! Now it fits perfect, symmetrical with the frame, both sides. Looks good. There it is, guys. The remastered subframe for my tracker seat. Little adjustments and we're back in the game. Got as flat as we can possible. So I'm stoked that we're able to do it. That would have been bad if all this process and we still couldn't get it flat. So a couple tweaks and we're back. And the other part is now we have some raw steel. And not bad, not too much to worry about. Just need to get some gloss black engine paint and it'll pretty much cover it up for good. But I cracked into that nice powder coated frame and just sucks because it was just nicely powder coated. And now I have to retouch it up so it doesn't rust, but it is what it is. It just sucks. When you spend the money, you want things just to fit. Not everyone has grinders, not everyone has the tools. They just want something to work. But in this case, I guess you're shaving off the rear struts, so you probably should have somewhat of the tools to be able to get to this part. But then again, it should somewhat fit after you shave off the struts, but it is what it is. Got it all fixed, ready to rock. That about wraps me in this one. I'll greatly appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button, tap that like, press the notifications, leave a comment below and tell what you think. And for those who've already subscribed, thank you. As always, stay free. Catch you guys later. Peace.